James Gunn's Superman. Nothing but controversy. From bad trailers, from and just every word out of James Gunn's lying mouth. Every word. As I said before, we have had this story going around for a little while. It's not anything new, but it now has reached a point of the where the shills cannot ignore it because no one's going to believe that this movie has a budget of $200 million.
No one believes that.
No one believes that. But James Gunn tried to push that so much so that the Hollywood Reporter actually came out and said, wait a minute. What about the tax document that we've been talking about in discussions for a while? The tax document says that it has a budget of $363 million. And that was just that was the original. That's before reshoots, which we know they've been doing. James Gunn just said this week, we're finally done with the movie. He first said that. We're less than a month away. He just said we're finally done. So they were still going. And on top of that, the marketing campaign. The marketing campaign has been massive. Clips here, this, that, there. They're talking about toys. And the latest thing on top of that, Fortnite. The new season of Fortnite.
No shot.
This is right from it. Now, of course, I'm using this pathetic creature's Twitter for it because he of course thinks it's great. This guy, this gay man who has a woman as his beard, because I've seen it paraded around on this social media, trying to tell us that this is hot for Fortnite.
All the same problems with this suit are the problems with the movie suit. All the things I dislike.
Right there, that right there.
The texture on the arms, the collar, the way the cape comes into it, the underwear looks good, the belt looks good, the boots look good, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't like the symbol.
Yeah, well, they can't. Well, we know.
Hold. That's my favorite Superman symbol. That's the Kingdom Come Superman. So I like this symbol. I really like this symbol. I like the underwear. I like the crest. I'm not a fan of the cape. No. And I don't really like the boots that much.
No.
But
it's
using the rebirth design in the suit is meh.
That color.
But yeah, that neckline is bad. That neckline is really bad. But that's all that's all rebirth. That's all rebirth Superman with the weird neckline thing. But yeah.
How does CW look better?
Ain't that sad?
Yeah, that is sad.
That's a rough sentence.
So we look at this, and now Fortnite's coming off a very successful season with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah,
very well received. I think it's all stupid because I don't like Fortnite, but
I haven't played Fortnite since they butchered Greek mythology like a year and a half ago.
But Fortnite's having a very successful season, and then here comes James Gunn's Superman. They had to pay money to get it in here. They had to pay Epic Games money. They had to pay a lot of stuff for all these things going on. This movie easily is going to be over $400 million, just like they're talking about here. According to a report, Warner Bros. Will be preparing to spend as much as $200 million on global marketing. So if we're at 363, that's over $500 million. Add on another easy. Let's just say let's be conservative. Add on another $50 million for reshoots. We'll be conservative. Mm-hmm. We're basically at $600 million for this movie. That means it needs 1.3, 1.4 to break even. Disaster.
And $2 billion to justify its existence.
And not just that, Dre, to justify James Gunn's DCU's existence. We have to remember
his job should be on the line for this film, just in general. Whether or not it was good, whether or not he was doing a good job, this is the start of the cinematic universe. His job should be dependent upon this film doing well, which is why I think they shouldn't have announced all the other stuff and gone overboard with the whole cinematic universe. Just start simple like Iron Man. Just be like, all right, we're going to make one good movie and then figure it out from there. We can have ideas written down in the background. We can, try to set up stuff, but we're focusing all our attention on making this the best movie possible because it all rides on it. And yeah, you might generate a little bit of excitement if you announce the stuff early, but not if you contradict it all. How much of what we've seen from that original Gods and Monsters announcement is actually coming out? The Green Lantern show and Supergirl's been changed so many times that I don't think it counts as being part of the original announcement.
It was on there, but they moved it forward. It was towards the end,
Mm-hmm.
and they shifted it around.
That's a whole lot of nothing. Oh,
But-
and shout out to Ruben X. Yes, you're right. It was New 52 Superman. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Good correction. Point
Yeah.
is,
The thing.
no, go finish off.
Oh, just the thing I'm thinking out of all of this is James Gunn should have learned his lesson, though. As much as we wanted him to come back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, after the reason why that film was a maybe happening with his cancellation, you should stay off social media, all right? That nearly nuked your career. Stop going on social media. Stop fighting with people about Superman or this overall franchise. Stop lying like you're saying. Just stay off social media. And I think if James Gunn had done this, his cinematic franchise would be in a lot better position because he keeps getting caught lying. He keeps getting into fights with people. It's just not looking good for him. He is a central point of the marketing for this franchise. He should be focusing on positive marketing. If he's doing anything, that's what he should be doing. And I think a lot of celebrities these days forget that they are representing their franchises all the time, no matter what they're doing. And that's just an unfortunate reality of the situation. So you should be thinking, all right, how can this tweet help market my image, this film? And he just can't think like that. So he's just spurging out on social media. And a normal person would have learned from his mistake of his original cancellation.
And Jed, you mentioned it a couple minutes ago. Excitement. Marketing's supposed to generate excitement. New stuff's supposed to generate excitement. What do we see this week from their marketing? A release of a bunch of posters that look silly and dumb and generated more ridicule than excitement. I was witness to a debate over it in the DM room where a couple people going at it about the posters, and it wasn't even really whether or not they were good or bad, just about why do they look like CW posters? What's going on here? This is what you're putting your money in here. Why is it focusing on characters that are not even relevant to the movie, really? That shouldn't have all this focus. There is a distinct separation between quality and schlock going on here. And what I don't understand is, like you just said, why doesn't James Gunn get a clue that this approach to antagonizing people, to just assaulting them with cheesy looking shit, he doesn't have a clue that, you know what, it's not going to work. It's kind of being rejected because we are now we are almost a month away, slightly over a month away. People should be going like this. Real people, there should be very little. Man, I'm worried about this. People should be going, yes, I'm ready. I want to take off. I want to
be counting down the days.
Yes. Well, we are counting down the days.
Well, I just mean general people, like the lead up to Infinity War. I remember people starting that countdown when the movie was announced, like when you found out that it was leading towards Infinity War and the then unnamed fourth Avengers film. People got so fucking excited. I was 14 when I think that announcement came out. All of my friends were like, all right, we're marking our calendars. It's 4 years away, but we're waiting, counting every single day till we get there. That excitement just doesn't exist in Hollywood in general anymore, let alone for superhero franchises.
And this is Superman, one of the three most recognizable superheroes in the world next to Spider-Man and Batman. This is Superman. And nobody is really excited. People are just kind of hoping it's not going to suck, or saying, I think it'll be good.
The discussion is, will it be better than Man of Steel? Like, it might be better than Man of Steel. That's the best discussion that's being had around this film, which Man of Steel, I think Man of Steel is okay. There's good parts about it. There's bad parts about it. It's one of the better Snyder superhero movies. I think it's probably the best DC Snyder movie. There's other better DC movies in general that Snyder didn't direct, but John Kent dying like that bothers me so much.
Bothers a lot of people.
The comic one was, I haven't read the comics, but just finding out about the comic story about how John died of cancer, Jonathan Kent, or what is his name?
Heart attack.
Right, that's what. It was. But regardless, it was
original death is heart attack. That's his
it was a physical condition and medical issue that Superman couldn't fix, and it gave him humility and perspective. He's not a god, and that is seems like such an important aspect of his character that should define him. But instead, it's like, hey, don't save me because people might see you do it. It's dumb. That is dumb. So this movie might be better than Man of Steel just because of that. How does Pa Kent die?
He's not dead.
Well, no, is he going to die in the film?
I don't think so. I think they're going the non-death route, which has been done, and it's been acceptable. But there is a definite problem here. James Gunn has no concept. I mean, Dre, we've seen it over and over again. We've said it over and over again. It feels like James Gunn has disconnected from what Superman stands for, because the other part of the story is there is no truth, justice, and American way in this movie.
James Gunn is a fraud. Let's just get that part out the way.
Yes.
I completely forgot because I pushed it out of my memory. This week I binged Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos.
And you binged it
right
out
of week and you forgot it?
You consumed it and you binged it right out, huh?
Yep, and I definitely took a nice good country dump and it came right out along with it. This man has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to his own continuity. The stuff that he is writing, he has no idea. Literally in that show, it has all the references to the Suicide Squad, the one that came out a couple years ago, before Peacemaker or whatever, when that's no longer supposed to be canon anymore.
Oh, he said anything he did in the previous DCU is still canon somehow.
But then the new Peacemaker season is going to have that Peacemaker kill that Peacemaker for multiverse bullshit.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. And now this Peacemaker is supposed to not be in the same continuity. This man has no idea what he is doing. And it's fine if you don't know what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with being a semi-retarded baby. That's okay. Just stop touching stuff that you don't understand. Look, what you're going to do with Superman will have ripples effect for the rest of his career. What he is like, if they're not going to do true justice in the American way and going to get into commie Marxist nonsense, you're done. You're done.
It's official. It's not in the movie. They are no truth justice American way in this movie. It's not in it.
Then it's over.
You already saw that in the trailer. It's like, I'm not representing America. I'm representing myself.
I mean, the thing is this. Truth, justice, American way is so important. Is Superman also a symbol of hope to the world? Yes, but it starts with truth, justice, and the American way because America is a symbol of hope to the world because of freedom, because of our Constitution, because of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Not just truth, justice, and a better world. So, I mean, it's a disaster just waiting to happen. And I will say it. This movie, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Tops out somewhere between $400 and $600 million. That's where it goes. I don't think it gets $700-800 million. I think there's that much discontent surrounding this. It might.
I would say 700 is the absolute ceiling. I would agree. I mean, if the word of mouth is great, 700 is the ceiling.
But I don't think the word of mouth is great. I think it's going to start somewhat strong because of curiosity, not excitement, curiosity. I think it probably has anywhere between 125 to like 180 opening weekend domestic. I think it could do that. I think it will do that. And international probably mirror that. So it's going to have a strong start. But I think the word of mouth on this movie is going to sink it faster than the Titanic. There's no love. There's no joy. Is there joy? Do you sense joy around this movie right now? Any joy?
I see some Twitter stands.
Stand fingering don't count. Stand self-fingering don't count.
And I do want to point out we are bashing on this film quite a bit, or have low expectations for it, but that doesn't mean I want the Snyderverse to come back.
Oh,
I've seen a lot of people say, like,
Snyder
see,
Bros.
Zack Snyder was always right, always better. No, BVS
point.
is garbage
Yes.
and deserves to be left in the past.
Yes. I am not a Snyder bro. Jed is not a Snyder bro. Dre is not a Snyder bro. We are not advocating the return of the Snyderverse. I'm advocating give up. Right? I'm advocating give up.
We need wilderness years for all these franchises.
Just stop. This is, I'll say it, and I know that at some way, even a part of that little hopeful side of Dre was saying, Adam, no, don't. Stop with superhero movies. It's over.
Make it niche again.
It's
got to go the way of the Western. Someday there might be a Western revival. Someday there might be a superhero revival, but make it a much smaller niche genre again.
Yeah.
and make the films for 27 cents and a stick of gum. Why are
Mhm.
all these film cost, the budget of an entire country? Like enough. And like, cause it's not sustainable. This movie, and like Jed, you said you're predicting capping up at $700 million, right?
High. I
Okay,
think it's more reasonable. I think 550 is kind of where I think it's going to
sure.
go.
No, I'll take your high number. $700 million. It'll be a $700 million flop.
And that's horrible.
Yeah, because it's not going to break even. It doesn't
It's
matter
not.
how successful it is. It has to make $1 billion to make profit, at least.
Yeah,
At a
1.3.
shot at making profit is $1 billion. To
And
justify its existence, you need $2 billion to justify its existence.
like
This is not
yeah,
a sustainable
it's not.
anything.
No, it's not. Because look, we went over. I'm going to repeat it again. $363 million just for the original shooting in Ohio. Add in conservative $50 million for reshoots. You're over $400 million. Then add in, they say, likely a $200 million marketing campaign, which we're in the middle of right now. That's $600 million. A
And then theater cut.
1.3 and theater cut. So that's a 1.4 billion break even.
Well, since marketing's cut in, we don't need the 2.5, so it would just be 2. So
Okay.
1.2.
1.2. Okay, 1.2. All right, so but still, that's massive. Nothing's hitting 1.2 this year. Not Lilo and Stitch, the biggest success so far this year, is not going to hit 1.2.
The only movies that have a chance to get above that are Jurassic Park and Avatar, and they're going to blow past it. I think. Jurassic Park's probably going to be 1.5 billion is my guess right now.
I agree. And as we said, freaking Avatar 3, I feel like 3 billion on that. Insane.
Yeah, 3 billion might be on the cards for that one, which is absolutely fine.
And because it's a Christmas movie, they're releasing it around Christmas, so holiday viewing is going to play a huge role in people going to see that. Oh, family, because those movies are marketed on family now. After the second one, that franchise now marketed on family bonds and shit like that. So this movie is going, and I'm going to say it, it's going to be a disaster. And I'm going to say, as I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Everybody wants to kind of couch their criticism of this by saying, but I want a good super movie. I want this to be good. I'm going to be the bad guy. I don't want this movie to be good. Because like Dre said, James Gunn is a fraud. And he needs to be shown to be a fraud. And this movie doesn't. This movie must fail so that we can be rid of James Gunn as a creator. Because whatever he's good at, he's not good at it anymore.
Mm-hmm. He needs to make his own stuff, or it's things that fit his style. I think Guardians of the Galaxy fits his style very well. So if he keeps making movies like that or coming up with his own products, he'll be fairly successful for the rest of his career. But Superman is never going to be a product that he can even hope to imitate the best of. So yeah, he needs to go back to doing his own thing at this point.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we will find out in a little over a month. There will be reviews. Will be discussions. This is part of the triple threat match. We've covered now the first two parts of the triple threat match. We've mentioned dinosaurs. Nothing to talk about. Just say it's going to make money. We've talked about Superman, which has all the problems in the world that we just laid out for you. Well, we didn't even lay them all out here. There's so much more wrong going into that movie, but we didn't even talk about it all. We just talked about the immediate. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.